Live to St. John's Field. Guys, welcome to the M-Seal Photo pregame show. The 2018 WCAC Semifinal, St. John's hosting Gonzaga.
And he got knocked around a little bit, and in the second half, they kind of wore out that Gonzaga offensive line. So keeping him upright, keeping the hits off of him all day long, that's of the utmost importance.
We got also some men in purple who are going to line up on defense who have been showing quite a bit all season. I talk about Hunter Stewart on the outside, who has had a pretty halfway decent season. If you're talking about guys who can basically jump off the film, basically jump off the tape. I mean, there's a couple other guys though, Kevin, that you got to always
that spot. He's a fantastic athlete. He happens to be best friends with St. John's own Tremont Morris Brash.
There's also a number 9, I hear, for St. John's. Kevin Ricca, is that true?
A number 9.
A number 9. Is that him out there? We had Rakim. Back in as the color guard leaves the field. There's a couple names we haven't said before this game that we should. We saw the captains hit the field. Number 5 for St. John's, Rakim Jarrett. Always got to know where he is. Number 33 also went to the center of the field before the game. Tremont. I always hyphenate it the wrong side.
Tremont Morris Brash.
Tremont Morris Brash.
The guys call him Drop. He was not able to play last week against Gonzaga. He is back. You will see. And they had Rakim lined up to the solo side all by himself. Gonzaga answered with one-on-one coverage out there. They had the young Jalen McMurray on him, number 7.
Right.
That is something also to keep an eye on. I think that's something that the Cadets are looking forward to getting after this week.
Can't overlook Ron Cook, who's just done everything they've asked him to do, and he's done it while filling up a box sheet. He fills up all the stat lines, and I guess just before the ball kicks off, I want to say a special thank you to Coach Casamento and Coach Trivers, both of whom were guests on our show this year. A lot of respect for these programs as the ball is in the air and the game's underway.
Here we go, boys.
That's Malcolm Terry right there.
Gonzaga sees a seam. Out to the 25 where Gonzaga will take over. Gonzaga offense goes to work.
Dan Ingram right there on the return.
Hey, one thing I noticed early last week, guys, there was 2 unfounded, unsportsmanlike penalties called on either team. When I went back and looked at the tape, nothing happened either way. The referees
picking up where they left off.
Exactly.
Inside handoff. And looks to be good enough for a first down from here, guys.
This is going to be a double tight situation we're going to see for a majority of the day.
Yet St. John's going to have to look back and see what happened, what Gonzaga did in the third quarter, because that's what they're doing right now. One man out wide for Gonzaga right now. At some point in time, you know they're going to want to try something deep. There's the handoff, inside handoff.
Smothered.
Going to get stuffed, going to get met inside. There's your boy, T. And we
had
a turnover?
Turnover.
We got a turnover.
That's
I did
right.
not see that ball pop
Just
out.
emerged from the pile, number 20. Gonzaga.
Yeah. I did not see that ball pop out. We got our first turnover of the game, and mistakes are the worst thing that can happen in a game like this.
Kai Holmes, sophomore for Gonzaga, comes up with the ball from the scrum. This game to Gonzaga.
Hey, I don't know if I've ever seen Ron Cook lose a fumble in the last 2 seasons. He's going to have to squeeze it. This is a big deal today, protecting that rock.
He got met at the line of scrimmage by quite a few, almost not quite a team picture.
To put 3 on.
12 seconds to go in the first. Gonzaga with the attempt. It's up. We got it ourselves 3 points. Gonzaga draws aren't good about themselves, and let's not forget this is a result of a mistake that St. John's made, an uncharacteristic mistake by an upperclassman, ball carrier, Kev. Not something he does often. Probably someone's going to be looking to make it up in this game.
Today, I don't see that happening again with Ron Cook, but you know what? Crazy stuff happens here if this ball doesn't go out of the end zone. Mordecai McDaniel and Ron Cook both have 97 and 99-yard kickoff returns this season. So you have to get the opportunity. Yep.
No, and at number 20 is a treat to watch him run. If you're close enough to the field, we talked about it in the base
at this level.
We got another wide run. Rakim Jarrett with the ball in his hand as the first quarter comes to an end. Gonzaga does make a play. You can see that win, play with the ball. It's going to get right there, and he spins out. Looks like Ingram spins out, and he's going to get positive. With this, on the right side, right tackle. Caleb back to pass, and there's a spiral again, and he's got a player, a receiver, and that is oh, that's a good-looking catch. It's a good-looking throw.
He's got such good short hands, John Marshall does.
To help you guys out. Fourth and long. Caleb Williams in shotgun. He's going back to pass. He's got a little dump off. We got to have a tackle, or they're not going to get him.
Huge play.
We got a big gainer for Gonzaga on the outside. First down.
They use the aggressiveness of St. John's defense and their pass rushers to get upfield, and then they just do a little crossing pattern with Aaron Turner underneath, and then he does a great job of using his speed to get away and pick up a huge first down on a fourth and extremely long.
First and 10. Gonzaga just outside the red zone.
Gonzaga coming out with a few wrinkles to get the ball out of the hands of Soljay Maeve on the St. John's offense.
First and goal. Sweeney in motion. Caleb Williams moving to his right. He's got a pass. He finds his man on the sideline. Sweeney would guys if we had any technical difficulties there on that drive earlier. The kick is up, and it is no good. It is 6-3. St. John's takes the lead on a big defensive play by Quentin Johnson. Let's go down.
Section of the Gonzaga Eagles, but my goodness, did they get quiet there for a second.
3. I think we see a run here on first down. We'll see if the St. John's Cadets stop him and call a timeout.
Caleb's going to take the snap. He's going out. He's got a guy wide open on the outside, and he's going to stay in bounds, and he's going to get some running room, and he's taking this ball.
That's Malcolm Terry.
That is Terry.
That is Malcolm Terry, yes.
Hey,
good job throwing it out there. You got a couple blockers ahead of you, a lot of green. Use the sidelines to your advantage. Clock stops as you move the chains.
First and 10.
Already set up for another play.
Coach Gillespie's not going to be happy with the tackling on that series.
There was missed in favor of St. John's. The story of the first half has been two mistakes. Two times when Caleb Williams wasn't able to keep his hands on a ball because Quentin Johnson thought it was his, and Ron Cook gave it up early in this game. Gonzaga capitalized with a field goal. We're going to go to halftime right now. Let's go down the field and see if Carol Maloney has any thoughts on the first half. Carol?
You guys
there you go.
Computer,
there you go.
iPad, iPhone.
Soljay's going to get a ball now. He's finally able to make a play out wide, met immediately by the Gonzaga secondary.
I believe that was Grant Parker, 26 for Gonzaga.
It was Grant.
Man, that was great closing speed.
Surefire tackle.
Make a decision to just secure that tackle.
Textbook. Whew. If you're Soljay, you got. Now we got a wide run. Number 5, Rakim. Maybe a yard on that, guys. He looked like he was had some purpose there for a second, and once again.
Well, that was Dean Ingram coming in like a heat-seeking missile from his safety spot. Did a great job of going low and bringing it throw a little bit.
Ball at midfield, third and long. Soljay for the snap. Back to pass. It's a quick throw, and it's short. And it's going to be 4th and about 11. I think Ingram's going to get a chance here. You might want to keep this ball away from him. He's starting to feel pretty good about his game at this point. Ball's in the air, and it is away from him. But he might be able to get it on the bounce. He is going to take it on the bounce. This is what he does. He's going to get upfield, and he's moving. He's got past the 30-yard line. I'm going to give him about the 31. We've seen him do this consistently. He does not allow
He's a confident player.
his offense to get pinned.
He's an absolute confident player. He wants to make big plays.
Just on the St. John side of the 30-yard line. Caleb Williams back to pass, and he is going to put it in the air, and he's got a guy, and it's completion. Gonzaga ball, 45-yard line, 1st and 10. I'll tell you, he does.
I credit the Gonzaga offensive line there.
Max Pro,
Great-
2 guys in the route.
great
This is what they're doing. This is the game plan.
I mean, that was a 14, 15-yard out right there. That takes a while for that to develop.
Sweeney singled. Bottom of the screen, Caleb's going to tuck it and run. And he's going to find some room. He's got about 3.5 yards.
He's got to run the ball more today than he has the entire season combined.
Now, this is a kid with a 96-yard touchdown run this season, so it's not like he doesn't run the ball. We just haven't noticed it,
Right.
and he hasn't done it in recent weeks. Now, he had, I think, 2 rushing touchdowns against DeMatha in that triple overtime game, but that was more in scramble situations, making plays.
Yeah.
This is a designed game plan that they're trying to utilize him to control the clock, and he's doing a heck of a job.
There goes the patch. We got a flea
Flea
flicker,
flicker.
and Marshall is
got him.
deep,
He's got him.
and he's got the ball. What a play.
What a pass.
Gonzaga inside the 10 on the flea flicker. Great pass by Caleb Williams.
John Marshall only had a step.
That ball was on the money.
You know, I was going to tell you guys before the play started, the flag's hanging pretty limp. The wind is not as bad, at least right now, as it was in the first half. Real opportunity there, and here comes the run game. And he gets a couple.
Here we go. Red zone situations. Red zone situations for the last 2 weeks have been the Achilles heel for the Gonzaga Purple Eagles. You know, I see them running the ball a couple times, but this is going to be put in Caleb's hands to make a play.
I do. I couldn't agree more. I said it in the first half. I think they got to throw it in.
They also have the bruiser Sangwa in there right now. They play him in many
There goes
plays.
the fade to Marshall, and it is broken up, and we got a flag thrown. They're going to call penalty on the St. John's secondary.
Yeah, he had his hands inside, I think, a little bit too early. We get a replay of that and find out if this.
Now it looks like they spotted the penalty outside of the end zone. We'll see what that means.
I'm an offensive guy,
Yep.
and it looked like they were both handed away.
Really could have. It could have been a no call, too.
Gonzaga fans are fired up. That one guy looks really warm. He's got that Eagles mascot jersey on. I think he's probably the warmest guy here today. Caleb Williams in shotgun, and he's going to tuck it and run again. Now he's got some room, and that's a touchdown for Purple Eagles.
Nice vision by Caleb Williams
Good.
there. I think he wanted to go right, and it closed up, and he just switched fields and found an alley and put on that speed and was able to get it over.
Let's send it down to the sidelines if we can. Joined by Carol Maloney once again after that touchdown by Caleb Williams. Yes, ma'am. 10-6, Gonzaga with the win. I'll tell you what, Carol knows a little something about dual sport athletes. I believe she played 6 sports, multi-sport athletes. We talked about it before in these prep schools, these Catholic schools. St. John's and Gonzaga got a lot of boys. Obviously, some of the other schools, they got in order to field teams. Got to play multiple sports.
She ran student.
In the third quarter, this is a big deal for St. John's. They got to answer here.
The body language couldn't be more opposite. They are celebrating on the sidelines in white and
There
purple.
comes number 20 with a lot of steam ahead of them, and they got another sure tackle.
Right on the 20.
20 on 20 at the
After
20.
anything better than that.
Can you imagine 4 first-half touchdowns when we were playing back in the day? One guy had 4 in the first half.
Second and long. Soldier gets the ball. He's looking to throw, and he's got someone behind him. And it's number 9 again
Sean
for Gonzaga. The Johns family is having a good day today.
They move him around, too. His last big play was in the interior. That one came off the edge. Not a lot of those plays in the playbook.
Not a lot of protection for the last couple plays.
Quick shot out to Rakim. He's got the ball and he's got some moving, but it's a tall order for him.
They were just trying to get a little bit of room.
That's
give
right.
the punter some room.
Little frustration from the Cadets. They're going to send the punter out.
There's no doubt that they're getting outplayed, outworked, out-hustled right now, but this is no time. It's 10-6 with 3 minutes in the third quarter. Another huge ask of the St. John's defense and special teams for that matter. Dean Ingram back here is dying to catch one on the fly.
After a while, that clock's going to be a big factor. Just under 3 minutes in the third quarter.
The punt's away. We got a fair catch from Dean. And a flag comes in.
And I'm definitely going to show it now as I'm going to brave going into the stands. You talk about how the guys are getting outplayed there, the cadets. Well, they're getting out energized here in the stands. I'm coming up to you guys. Here we go. I'm sure you can't hear me anymore. But these guys have been bringing the energy all day. And they're about to tear the house down. So I just want to, what's up? Got the police, so I feel
Yeah, you're going to need
safe.
them, Carol.
Go
You're going to need
Gonzaga
them.
Eagles.
We are the best team in the WCAC. No one has the spirit that we have. They hate us because they ain't us. Amen, damn it.
There you
All right,
go.
there we go.
This is
Hey,
the energy from
It's
the
internet.
stands.
It's fine.
Thank you, Carol Maloney. Thank you, Gonzaga Energy, Gonzaga fans. They are feeling good right now. They are
I
up
thought she was going
10-6.
to go crowd surfing for a
What
minute.
just developed, it looks like a penalty was against St. John's.
Yeah, and
gentlemen.
they're going to make him punt it again. I did not see that coming. I for sure thought that it was going to be a hold on
I did too.
Mordecai. Here we go. We're going to get another punt out of St. John's. It's away clean again. A little bit of a better looking punt, but Ingram does not have to fair catch this, and he's elusive. He is elusive, and he's got running
boy.
room. He's going to have to beat the punter, and he did. Gonzaga.
You
I don't
saw
see a
that
sign
coming
yet.
too. You
Now
saw
it's a
that coming
touchdown.
too. You saw the way Dean Ingram's been playing in this game at every position that he played, whether it's wide receiver,
What a
doing
play.
jet sweep, trying to make catches at safety, making big plays, and then now in the special teams game, we were talking about it earlier about how he likes to try to make big plays. There is no bigger play than the one that he just made.
What a play.
I said it last week, and I said it today over and over again. The punt game, punt team for both sides was just very bad last week, both ways, and you were just anticipating something happening, and they make him re-kick it, and man, he made 3 sweet moves there, picked up
did.
a few blocks, and then the punter doesn't have a chance on a senior like that heading in there on the 10-yard line.
Again, an opportunity afforded to Gonzaga Eagles because of a penalty on the last play. Kick is up. It's good. 17-6. Gonzaga over St. John's. 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm shocked.
Here we go again. We got Ingram
Shocked.
back. Now, again, he has daylight right away, and then he just picks him apart. He puts a move on the punter. For a second, they thought he might have stepped out at the 2. They huddled over the goal line. Look at that score, 17-6. I don't think this is what people were expecting after what we saw last week. Unless you were really watching in that third quarter. Look at this.
Thank God Carol got out of there just in time.
I know. Good goodness. I mean, it's cold to be popping those drinks all up and down.
Hey, she's a pro. She knew that she needed to do that in the third quarter,
Yes.
not the fourth when the shirts come off.
Mordecai with the ball, galloping, and he gets met. A second straight
Gonzaga
tackle.
just playing a different brand of football right now.
By number
They're
9.
riding the wave, they're riding the momentum, and they're playing out of their minds right now. St. John's needs to answer. They're getting
Kai
punched. Yeah, there you go.
Kai Holmes, second straight tackle. We got to call that guy's name out because he put a second straight tackle on Mordecai on the kickoff. You know, if you give him a couple steps, you know what he's going to do with the ball. The fact that they've been able to dampen his return game has been a factor.
Well, Gonzaga's had little successes. They keep building upon each success, and you can see it in their body language and their confidence after each time they make a play.
1st and 10, and that's going to be enough to call the
Is the moment taking over right now? We'll find out here. It's 1st and 15. Let's see if they can answer.
Not much room. Point in time, that's where I'd go. Soljay with the ball, and he's going deep. On the sidelines, the target looked like it was Rakim Jarrett. Ball was thrown out over his shoulder and out of bounds.
Once again, Jalen McMurray doing a great job covering one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers in this league.
3rd and long. Soljay back to pass, and he's going to be scrambling. He's going to have to move, and he's going down at the 20-yard line. Hunter Stewart leading the charge.
And a name we have not mentioned much today, Wete.
Joe Wete.
Joe Wete as well. Oklahoma commit.
By the Gonzaga Eagles. Interestingly, though, they got Sweeney back, I think, to receive. I don't see Ingram this time around.
they might be looking to send the punt block team in there, but I still don't.
I don't know why. We should have. Here comes Caleb, and there you go. He's tucking it, and he has got room. He has got a lot of room. He has crossed midfield, and he gets out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, St. John's 45-yard line, that is, and that is the end of the third quarter.
Just everything going Gonzaga's way right now. Even broken plays are working out in their favor.
No doubt about it. It feels right now like it's their day, T. It's this
3 quarters so far it does.
This would not be a major upset, but this would be an upset. It would be a major
upset.
Well, I don't know. This is going to be a ridiculous victory if you are a fan of the purple. I tell you, it is awful quiet down here to the left, scarlet and gray. I think people are still, like you said, they're confused. Dazed and confused, wondering what is going on. What is going on?
Why don't we go down to the sidelines, pick up Carol Maloney before the fourth quarter gets started.
Hey, you guys, a lot of people were saying that the Gonzaga Eagles had little to no shot, but they did have a shot. Still, though, this is the third-ranked team in the country, St. John's Cadets, and they're on a 16-game winning streak. They're 9-0 this season. They've won 16 in a row dating back to last year. Nobody really saw them trailing by 11 to start the fourth quarter. It is kind of insane what's going on, but when you think about it, it's not, because in WCAC football, basketball, the insane usually happens.
I said it before the game, Carol. Records get thrown out the window. This is still a rivalry game. We're now in the 8th quarter of a 2-week affair. Caleb Williams in shotgun, 1st and 10, just past midfield, and he's going to tuck it and run again. Why wouldn't he? And he's got some room in the back corner of that end zone.
Might be time to pull it here and let one fly.
And he tucks it and runs. Looks like
smart play.
It's going to be short. It's going to be 3rd and short.
They had you full too, Kevin. I mean, you bring John Marshall and Sweeney out here. It's a one-on-one package. Caleb Williams just does a great job of securing that ball.
I just thought it might be time to maybe try and put a nail in the coffin here.
And we do have a shirt check, and the Gonzaga fans are living up to their reputation. It is cold out here, and I just looked over and got colder. But good for them. 7.5 minutes to go, 3rd and short. It's a big play for the Cadet defense. And it's an inside handoff to Terry, and he is stopped close to the line of scrimmage. I'm gonna guess and say he didn't get it.
No.
And they're gonna let this clock run. Coach Trivers, personal foul.
Against St. John's.
It's on St. John's.
That's a killer. It's a killer with 4 minutes left. You had the ability to possibly think about onside kicking. Now you got to kick it off. Instead of getting the ball to 20-25, you're looking at around the 40-yard line for Gonzaga. Either way, you need to stop badly.
John's team, and especially guys like Rakim, have been in these situations. They made big plays. There is some sort of feeling that St. John's is going to have a very good shot of at least tying this game.
And look who's back returning this punt. You want to punt it away from number 3, Ron Cook. I can promise you that.
Ron Cook looking to do his best Dean Ingram impression. The ball is away. It's a returnable punt, fielded cleanly by Ron Cook. He's at the 45. This tackle by Gonzaga, he's going to get to the 50-yard line. We got 2 minutes, 48 seconds to go, guys. St. John's down by 3, taking over on offense.
And only 51 yards to go.
Quarterback draw or inside handoff. And there's Ron Cook. 1st down, St. John's. Soldier looking to the left. He's got a target, and he's got a Cam Ross at the 10-yard line.
Great catch, going up high, getting hit midsection.
I thought for some reason they called it the other way. Here goes Soldier. 1st down. There's the run game. They're going to get inside the 10. They're going to get some forward progress. And look at
down to the 5.
Coach Pat Ward is so proud of his boys right now. I saw him drawn up with the whiteboard, down 17-6. He took his boys to school. They've been giving Soldier plenty of time to throw, and he's been stepping up. I'm still looking for a draw here, T. Not that Gonzaga's giving it to him.
All the way.
All right, here we go. A stuff in the middle. They're not going to. Did they really call that a fumble? Gonzaga's taking it back. What a turn of events.
There's no way.
They're not going to catch him. They are not going to catch him.
There was something really
We are looking
strange
for a
about that
signal
whole
from
thing.
a referee. The referee with the white hat is signaling touchdown. We got a referee back at the original line of scrimmage. All signs right now point to a Gonzaga Eagles late touchdown. St. John Cadets fans are stunned.
We're not sure exactly.
We're still waiting to have them put it together.
There was one referee still down by the goal line.
This call is going to be
Let's look at it.
discussed.
Here's the replay, guys. Love that we got it. There goes the handoff. He's inside.
Right away.
There's your boy Sean Johns.
His forward momentum was stopped there.
He was down.
Okay. No, I don't.
Then the ball squirts out. We
the
can't
ball
see when the
squirts out.
score. I can't see when the ball squirted out. He was on his back.
Yep. Now you would say that his forward progress was stopped, and then we're going to get a little bit of a rollback here. Sean,
It stands as a touchdown.
they are calling it a
Oh
fumble.
my Lord!
St. John's has given up a touchdown with 56 seconds left to go in a 3-point game, and the Gonzaga fans are beginning the celebration.
Unreal.
Wow.
Knocking on the door, and then Gonzaga does to St. John's what St. John's had done to them twice in 2 weeks. Stripped the ball at the very end on the goal line. Was able to pick it up, seal the win.
I'm stunned.
Unbelievable.
I can't imagine. Listen, I want to know what this ref jogged all the way down to say. Why would that hold things up? He jogged on. Now you're feeling fantastic. This is
It's an incredible turn of events. Sweeney to hold. Gonzaga looking for an extra point. The Gonzaga fans are already texting their friends from DeMatha. I can see it from my right. The St. John's side of the stands are still in shock. The players are in shock. That's just a huge play. Karen Maloney, what did you... It's so final in high school, guys.
I mean,
It's up. It's good. 24-14, 10-point game with a minute to go. Here comes the flag. A little business after the snap.
I'm floored. All I know is we see Ron Cook.
You can't buy this. You can't buy this, and it's priceless. It is priceless. These players, these coaches, this institution, this school, love, faith, priceless, priceless. It is stronger than anything, stronger than anything. And 8 quarters, we said it 2 weeks ago. We didn't play for 8 quarters, and that's what it is. 8 quarters, and at the end of it, we're standing tall, and these kids deserve it. These coaches, this athletic director, get over here, Joe Rada. Huh? Get over here.
There's Joe Rada.
Joe Rada, the AD of Gonzaga, hugging it out with his head coach. I do have a question.
Get over here.
Let him
Get
have
over
the
here, baby.
Okay, one question more for me. I mean, because not many people thought you had a chance to take this team down, that they were a train on a track team.
Let me tell you something. That is a life lesson. A life lesson. You believe in you. You prepare and you expect to do great things because you have sacrificed. And that's what our program has done. We have sacrificed. These men have worked. These coaches, these players, we don't listen. We don't care about what's in the newspaper. We don't care about what's on the internet. We don't care. Those people don't know how we live, how we run, how we train, how we practice, how we meet, how we prepare. Only we know that, baby. Only we know
I'm ready. You got me ready. Let's go. All
You
right,
darn
let's do
right.
it. Let's do
You
it.
darn right.
Thank you. Coach Randy
That's a
Trivers,
moment.
Gonzaga head coach, celebrating tonight with his team, community, and his family, and I made it out safe. I want to say thanks to Ken Marangolis, who really saved me. I don't know if you noticed, my second half performance was better because I was wearing this really heavy coat. I was not expecting it to be so cold. We will see you next week, right, guys? DeMatha, Gonzaga, a week from tomorrow.
DeMatha, Gonzaga at 6. We got Riken and O'Connell at 1. Catholic University, a day of championships. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangola. This is Kevin Ricca. He's Tim Strachan. She's Carol Maloney from St. John's Field, home of the upset. Gonzaga over St. John's, guys. We'll be talking about it on Tuesday night from the basement, and we'll be talking about it for quite some time.
Tune in.
Join us on Tuesday night.
Thank you for checking us out today. We had a blast doing this, bringing it to you. Ken, thank you for bringing us together and making this day happen. We've all enjoyed the heck out of it, my man. Looking forward to doing it again next week.
Thanks to all our sponsors, all our partners, all our friends, everybody's made this possible.
This is Ken Marangola once again saying, ain't it great, the WCAC. We'll see you next Sunday.